And Michael, once again, a set piece is your undoing today.
Yeah, I thought we were in the game, and we were in the game, and we were doing well up until that point, and I thought actually we started to really take the game to them, and they've got one of the best home team records, if not the best in the league, and I thought we looked good, and then we've been done on a set piece, and yeah, we have to improve because that changes the game a little bit, a lot, but even then I thought we still were creating after that and trying to get into them, so yeah. Disappointing.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like Friday, didn't it? You started off the game strongly, but just didn't able to take that advantage when you had the impetus.
Yeah, and that's where we are at the minute. That's what we've got to improve. We've got to be more ruthless in the box when we get there, and we have to be more ruthless in our own boxes. So at the minute, we're doing okay, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, I think it was just the one shot on target again today. Is that the biggest frustration that you take away from a game like this as well?
Yeah, but we had shots, but we didn't hit the target, so the players are getting shots. So I think, one shot, 5 shots off target, and, we're getting in and around the box, and we're putting balls in the box. And Dylan today, who I thought had a really good game against one of the best wingers in the league, along with, some of the other young, like Alex Mitchell today was brilliant. But, Dylan's got a few crosses in the box, and we need to get people on the end of those crosses and commit to scoring a little bit. And that's what I mean by being ruthless in the final third.
Is it a desire needed a little bit more for those players to get on the end of those crosses?
Say that again, sorry.
Is it desire that's needed?
No, I think so. And in that moment, being brave and taking a risk and not worrying. But we have to just be ruthless. We have to just be ruthless in both boxes, more ruthless, because some of the stuff when you come away to Blackpool and you're getting into their third, you have to make it count, or otherwise you get a sucker punch like we did on the set piece, and then we're chasing the game.
Lasse Sorensen came off with a knock. What's the issue there?
Yeah, he felt his groin, he felt his inside adductor. So again, you can see we're just struggling for bodies, like everybody can see, and it's another one that we've got to go and assess. But we've got a bit of a time now on breather, so we can do getting some work into them, improving in the areas, and looking if we can get somebody back.
Yeah, let's try and talk through the players, because you've got this little bit of a gap now between today and Wycombe. First off, the 2 players who were missing today, who were played on Friday, Sean Rowan and Jack Burrows. What's the hope with them?
Yeah, again, they're feeling muscle injuries, soft tissue injuries, so we're hoping they'll be back in the building. They're in the building, but back into training by the end of this week and getting ready for the next sort of part, next game.
Ethan Arahan, what's the latest with him?
Yeah, that we don't know, because he's not been able to have a scan yet, and his foot's really swollen, so that could be a lot longer, but we're not sure on that one yet.
Rico Hackett, I know, returned to training. Is he likely for the 13th, or is it still going to be a while?
No, he was. We had a big discussion today because we're struggling so much for bodies and experience. Do we risk him today? And then we thought, again, it's just not worth the risk at the moment. But we should see him fully training for a full week this week. So hopefully he'll be in contention for the next game.
And Ben House, originally we were told kind of February time he'd start getting back involved. Is that still the case? Is he still looking like that's going to be an option?
Yeah, the end of February. So we're looking at the end of February with his markers. He's going well, but it's still looking at the end of February with Ben.
I don't know if you have heard about Freddie Draper today. He's come off injured at Walsall. Now, we don't know whether you are going to recall him. I mean, you laugh there because, that's probably, you're hearing this straight away, and you must be thinking, what have I got to do?
That probably sums it up at the minute, doesn't it? Even our own players away from us are getting injured, but I haven't heard necessarily, so we'll see what that is.
And again, whether you would be recalling him or not, it just suddenly the plans, I imagine, if it is something that's going to be a longer term thing, that'll have to change everything now.
Yeah, well, if we are going to recall him, we've got to look after him as well, so we probably need to get him back in the building and assess him, see what it is, and look after him more than most. But you're right, we're limited for bodies at the moment, and players seem to be getting knocks and injuries, and it just seems, I want to say unlucky, but we have to be better in both boxes anyway. And I thought there was some good performances with some of the lads out there today, but we have to improve.
Lasse Sorensen made it 10 players now that are out injured at the moment, or that you've not had available to you for that final kind of half hour of the game. How tough is that to be dealing with in your first time in first team management, and you're coming to a club obviously that are trying to maintain where they are?
Yeah, when opposite managers are patting you on the back and saying keep going, because it's a really weird instant. I don't think, I speak to everybody in the club, and no one's ever known it like this at the moment, and we've got to just keep going, and I keep telling the group, look, we've just got to keep going, and like you say, there's 10 players there that could start the game. It's not just 10 players, like you say, it's Ben House, it's Rico, it's some big players for us, Tyler Walker, Ethan Arahan, they're big players, and it's not just 10 players, it's 10 good players, big players.
And does it feel a different pressure because of that? You know, if you'd have lost 4 games on the bounce with a full squad, people maybe would have put more pressure on you than they are at the moment?
I put pressure on myself to improve, you know, and for whoever goes out on the pitch, you know, whoever wears the Lincoln shirt needs to show the desire and the application. And you know, again, like Dylan today, he's come in and played against one of the best wingers in the world, and I thought he'd handled him really well, and he'd even got him pinned back. So like, I think we have to be realistic. But we have to be optimistic of what's coming around the corner and look to the future, and you know, not look back too much. But that being said, my job is to improve, and we keep improving, and I think we can see improvement. But at the end of the day, it's about winning games.
I'm going to speak to you in a week and a half's time as we look ahead to the Wycombe game. What would you like to see in that week and a half in terms of both movement, transfer-wise, but also what you want to do on the training pitch between now and then? What would it look like in 10 days' time?
Yeah, so we need to be really good on the training pitch with me and the staff, the players. First of all, we need to repair any bodies so that everyone's available, as much as people are available that we've got in the building as we can to be available for Wycombe, and then we've got some work to do. There's no doubt we've got some work to do, and we need to improve in certain areas, and we need to get better and get more ruthless. And if that's the work we have to do, that's the work we have to do.
And on the transfer front, are you expecting any movement before Wycombe, or is this something that's going to drag on like it does many transfer windows?
Yeah, I think again it's another, you know, players that we're after, other clubs are after. So, you know, players that we're looking to bring in the building, or whether it's a loan or a permanent, we're speaking. And I know Jez and the team are working hard, which is great. They can see the situation, the board can see the situation. So yeah, we're all trying to work hard to get the right ones. And again, it's making sure that we don't cause any damage of the future with what we're trying to do at the minute for the club.